Man, I love it when a microbrand gets things so right on their debut watch, and that's the case here. This is the Voyager Chronograph from Canadian microbrand Wayforth, and I'll show you what I mean with the overall design choices and build quality of this watch. It's phenomenal. It's next on Watch Wit. Hey now, I'm Whit. Welcome back to the channel. And this Wayforth Voyager is a limited edition chronograph. It comes in 8 different colorways, and there's a few that are already sold out. Let me share the specs with you on this watch, and then I'll give you my likes and dislikes. So for the measurements, it's a 41 millimeter diameter. You've got 48 millimeters lug-to-lug length, 20 millimeter lug width, and it measures just over 13 millimeters in thickness. That's from the bottom of the case back to the top of that domed sapphire crystal. This is a 316L stainless steel case that's brushed with high polish on the top side of those lugs and the side profile of the bezel. There's also high polish on the side of the case at the lugs. As I mentioned, that's a single dome sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on the underside. This is a sandwich dial that's an off-white color underneath and then a black top layer with applied indices. The Voyager features a fence post style handset, and then the subdial and running chronograph seconds hand is done in orange. There's an extra large date complication which is framed by that multicolor sandwich dial. The indices and hour and minute hand feature BGW9 Swiss Superluminova. And this is also a dual time chronograph. It's got a 12-hour scale on the Riot, which is an inner rotating bezel, bidirectional, controlled by the crown at the 10 o'clock spot. You've also got a signed push-pull main crown and freestanding chronograph pushers. The case back is screwed down with some spec information around the outside edge and 100 meters of water resistance. The fixed bezel has a tachymeter scale, and that is done in a stainless steel insert with sandblasted finishing. The Voyager comes on a 20 millimeter Italian vegetable tanned leather strap, handmade in Germany, and it has a slight taper down to 18 millimeters at the clasp. One floating keeper, one fixed, a stainless steel hardware, and it has quick release spring bars. This is using the Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz Chronograph Movement. It's a tuning fork type quartz crystal for the timekeeping and a mechanical module for the chronograph. It's got about a 3-year battery life depending on how often you use that chronograph. Features a quick set date. It does have hacking, but only the hour and minute hand would be what you'd notice stopping because it doesn't have a seconds hand for the main time. And there's a stated accuracy of less than plus or minus 20 seconds per month. All right, so those are all the facts and figures. Now let's get into the fun stuff, my likes and dislikes. I'll start with the bad news first. So part of it is what I just covered, the lack of a seconds hand. I think that was kind of a put off for me. This is part of the movement choice, though. The VK64 doesn't have a running seconds hand for the main time, as I just mentioned. So it's not as if Wayforth has just kind of done away with it. It's just a design choice to get the 2 subdials instead of 3, and it didn't really bug me as much as I thought it would. I've got other watches that don't have a seconds hand for the main time as well, so I'm kind of getting used to that when it comes to a watch that has that or lack of that feature. I gotta say, if it's stopping you from picking up this watch or another, I wouldn't. I would give it a try and see what you think. It is kind of weird, I think, when you look down, if you don't have the chronograph running, and to see, nothing moving, that's our immediate reaction as watch freaks, that like, I don't see anything moving on the dial. Is the watch dead, But like I said, it didn't bug me as much as I thought it would, and I think I've definitely gotten past that, and for the better. And then another thing I was, kind of bummed out about is the color of the seconds hand on the chronograph and those 2 subdials. It's not really defined, red or orange. I kind of saw it as red in person when I got the watch, and I learned from the description that they're, calling it orange. And I think in reality, it's a little bit of a reddish orange or an orangish red, whichever you prefer. I thought it looked better when I put it on straps that had red accents than it did with orange. So I almost lean more towards an orangish red. So I think it kind of has a little bit more of that color to it than orange to me. But I mean, you got to admit that orange stands out better on that black background than red would. So I guess it's up for debate. Am I colorblind? Maybe. All right, now for the stuff that I like. And man, first it's going to be this dial. It's just absolutely my favorite feature of this watch. It's very busy, but toned down in a way that it's not overcomplicated. I mean, there's so much going on this dial, yet it doesn't have that busyness look to me. And it's quietly colorful. I mean, this is just a simple black and white watch, but again with those pops of color, like the subdials and that chronograph seconds hand. Then you see a little bit of that green on the Riad. It just adds a nice little pop of color here and there that is just, like I said, quietly colorful. And back to the complexity of this dial, I mean, it's very intricate. We see that layered sandwich section, the white being the bottom portion of the dial with that inner black dial on top of it. There's the applied indices, and I love how the sandwich dial cuts out the date window. You can see that kind of framed by the white under dial and the black on top. It creates like a little beveled effect for the date window. And I've got to say, I love the large numerals on the date as well, especially those single-digit numbers. They really stand out. Then those subdials have a radial grooved pattern to them as well to, again, take on some more textures to the dial. The chapter ring adds a little bit to the busyness with that 1/5 second scale. And I love that they included this bi-directional rotating inner bezel for a 12-hour dual time. This strap is high quality leather and a perfect pairing for this watch head, I think. And just the overall build quality is fantastic. You don't always see that with a first watch from a Microbrand. This tells me that they are extremely interested in quality control and proud of this watch. I mean, the finishing is excellent. You've got high clarity in this crystal and a super clean dial that holds up to macro photography. So the Wayforth Voyager is a limited edition. They produce all the numbers that they're going to. Once they're gone, they're gone. And it does come in 8 different colors. There's blue, you've got green, you've got this reverse panda I've been showing you, and it's low in stock, by the way. There's a yellow dial that sold out quick. That's the one I was really attracted to as well. There's a gray dial that recently sold out. You've got the regular panda with the off-white, and it's got low stock. There's a black DLC case, and there's a two-tone black and gold, which is also running low in stock. Most of the watches come with a choice of this black leather strap, or you can get it in brown, and they do also have a stainless steel bracelet available for upgrade. The full retail is $375 US, and they're on sale at the time of this recording for $325, and there's free worldwide shipping, plus a 14-day inspection period. If it's not the right watch for you, send it back for a refund. Man, with the quality of this watch and things like that, you can tell that they are watch freaks, and this is a Microbrand definitely to watch, Wayforth. What do you think of the Voyager? Leave your comments down below, and maybe check out a couple of these videos if you got time. I'll see you over there. I'm Whit, with so many watches, so little time. And money.